Hello, so welcome to the start of season 6. It's the start of September, so we've just made it through the summer transfer window, and it's been a slightly strange start to the season. We drew our first game, beat Port Vale in the League Cup, lost 2 more games, and then since beating Salford, we've won 4 in a row, including progress to the 4th round of the League Cup, where we've been drawn against Oxford, which is another really winnable game. So hopefully another deep cup run would be really good. As for where that's left us in the league, we are currently mid-table, 7 points, more than happy with that, 3 points outside the playoffs. And when it comes to the trophy, we are yet to play our first game. Transfers wise, if I show you the transfer history, a few players have gone out on loan, as you would expect. As for transfers in, we used a bit of the money we had to bring in Greenslade, former Rovers player, didn't really play very often for us. In fact, did he play at all? No, it doesn't look like he did. Was at Yeovil in the National League, but has come in as a backup striker. And Kyle Scott, who is originally from Bath, has come in as a backup holding midfielder. He has allowed us to play the 4-2-3-1 a little bit more regularly as well, because we didn't have any other holding midfielders to play in that role. We have stuck with the 4-3-3 though where we can, particularly for home games. This has been the setup. Shaw's had a few injuries, which is a shame because he was so good last season. But a slightly deeper squad now is allowing us to rotate a little bit more. We've almost solved that right back issue. Gold can play there and has got a lot of potential, as can Twine. And actually Twine has been the one who's taken that place fairly regularly at the start of this season. But Gold is in there at the moment. It's just up front really. We haven't really got a huge amount of depth up front, so I think that's how we're going to keep going for now, and obviously I'll be back in to update you once we've hopefully had some further progress. Okay, so a pretty good start to the season, or first half of the season I should say. We're right up there in terms of the push to be promoted. Blackburn are way out in front. I don't think we're going to catch them. 12 points behind. We have got a game in hand, but they're flying. If we can win that game in hand and open up a bit of a gap from Stockport, then all of a sudden, obviously we've played 2 games less in Huddersfield. It is looking quite promising. We should definitely finish in the playoffs this season, if not more. FA Cup was disappointing. We were doing really well in the 3rd round replay game before we had. I think it was in the replay we had a man sent off. Then we scored a last minute equaliser and then lost on penalties, which is a little bit frustrating because Chesterfield, who we lost to, then got a nice draw against Tranmere in that round, and then I guess Sunderland actually isn't a very good 5th round draw, so not a huge loss on that. We've had a lot of bids. There's been a lot of offers for players: Ward, Wilson, Kinder, Sims, all permanent moves that I've rejected. I think they're going to get unsettled eventually. I mean, if we can get promoted this year, that's going to be great, because the kind of offers we're getting are coming from lower Premier League or Championship clubs. So there's got to be promotion really on that front to keep things going. Youth intake preview I've had looks good. I haven't got a clip of that for you, but there was some good, or it certainly looked good as for what came in. And in terms of where we are with the squad, you can see that we've been, Ward has had a really good season so far. Ferguson is starting to cement his place, or certainly taking away some of the game time from Kilgore, and you'd imagine he would take that place fully if we can keep hold of him for next season. Ep6 has been really good, given he was someone that kind of slipped out of our first 11 at one point, and we are far too reliant on Dewsbury for goals. In fact, if I sort it by goals, Gonzalo's 10 isn't bad, but he's gone on quite a long run without scoring. So I think really it's the lack of a proper top class League One striker that's hurting us. but I'll be back at the end of the season to show you how we finished. Hello and welcome to the 12th of May and League One playoff final day. You can see from the table we collapsed really badly. If I show you the end of the season, from when we beat Blackpool, we were comfortably in second place and it actually had our sights on whether we could win the title. We then got hammered by Reading, and the bigger issue was that we just stopped scoring. We had Dewsbury first of all go on a run without goals and then get injured, and there was an email that came through at one point about Gonzalo, who was our backup striker, that he had gone something like 25 games without a goal, and we literally couldn't score. There was nothing we could do. Greenslade wasn't scoring, Gonzalo didn't score until almost the end of the season, where Greenslade finally scored in the 3-1 defeat to Peterborough. Gonzalo finally scored in the 2-0 win over Northampton, and then we blew Wimbledon away in the first leg, which allowed me to basically put a second team in the second leg to make sure everyone was fit for the final. Good news and bad news about the final. Charlton were the last team to make it into the playoffs, but they're also the team that we seem to always find a way to lose to, particularly in important games. The one big change to the team is the introduction of Charlie Bissix, who came through the youth academy as a 3.5 star right wing back. So he's definitely going to be one that's going to have a big part no matter what league we're in next season, and that has kind of meant he's trumped Nurse and taken his place for this final game. Ferguson had come on a little bit to take Kilgore's place. It's debatable as to who we go with in the final. I think we may well go into Ferguson's been playing better than Kilgore, hasn't he? Yeah, so we'll stick with what we've been going with. No Dewsbury injured for the final, so Greenslade's going to have to start. It was him or Gonzalo. It was a bit of a toss-up really, but I've got slightly more faith in Greenslade. Which takes us to the final itself. I've gone with a 4-3-3, but I've gone with a slightly more defensive set of midfielders. Let's see what we can do. It would be a real shame if we didn't get promoted now, having had the season that we've had. And we are better than Charlton. We are definitely a better team than Charlton, and our form has just started to turn around. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so first highlight, we've had all of the ball and all of the chances so far. An early goal would certainly be useful. You see from the stats in the corner there, it's been all us so far, both ball, shots, possession, everything. Not a huge fan of the way that he seems to be going backwards, but hopefully now Twine can take us forward. Meiji hopefully can, that's a risky pass, but Kane is against it out this season. Bissek has come in, and Greenslade, that was why I had faith in him. 1-0. You've said Caden Wilson has picked up a knock, which isn't great, but again we want to keep him in because he's been probably our player of the season again this season. He's been really exceptional. 1-0. Barely had a sniff of Charlton. Again, it's one of those situations where you want to try and get yourself a second goal and get a little bit of a lead, because it is obvious that they are going to come back into it. Get a Cali, I forgot that he'd gone to Charlton after we sold him. He's gone there on loan. Again, this is a good Charlton side, but Benaraps has done well there, although I'm not again a huge fan of the fact we've gone backwards. Shaw has been exceptional again this season as well. He's done well there to bring us out. Can we find something down the side? Again, Charlton drops so deep when we have the ball, which is allowing us time to play out. But Shaw's given it away there. And then that's a good ball. We need to get someone back. It was inevitable. We absolutely dominated the first 15 minutes, so of course they've taken their first chance to get back into it. And it was inevitably going to be Gedekali that was going to have an important role, wasn't it? But again, we are the better team, we are on top, so hopefully we can get things back and moving our way again now. Okay, so it's not been a particularly highlight heavy game this. This is our third highlight. We are on key highlights, but no chances that haven't resulted in goals yet. Again, look at the stats, it's all us, but they're causing chaos anytime they come forward. They've had one shot and scored it, because of course they have. Can we get out? That's another poor pass. Get a Kali. Yeah, I think we can see what's going to happen here, guys. Another big game, and another game where we're just not up to it. Right, the start of the second half. I've gone to the 4-2-3-1 to get Shaw further forward, and we have got a chance right from the off. Set pieces have definitely been, well, we've relied on set pieces really. This is a great chance. That was a benefit of getting Kofi further forward. He stayed right out there for the corner. But we've been so reliant on set pieces because our strikers have just not been able to score. So it's only when we've been able to throw the big men forward that we've created anything at all really. Particularly in this kind of second half of the season and running. But to each, we are the better team. We've been the much better team. Again, they've got their only 2 shots on target. We've had 7 on target. I was hoping that Greenslade getting that goal would give him the confidence to take one of these other chances, but it certainly hasn't happened so far. Again, it's all us. We've had all of the ball. 59% possession, no yellow cards, barely any fouls, 8 corners, 7 shots on target, and we've only scored twice. The way they're going, this is it can't be 3 out of 3 surely. Hopefully we get right up here and we can win this ball back. They're not really in great shape. We are in good shape. We have won it back. Come on. Oh, it's all on the left. It's all on the left. That's going to be tight with offside. Oh, that felt like a big chance. Again, we've got that commentary line that we're enjoying ourselves. We're not, because we're not finding a way to get this third goal to go ahead. Corners have always been useful though, although I don't think this one's going to come to anything. I have a habit of making changes quite early, but when we're this dominant, I don't think it's worth doing anything. Probably going to have to now. 3 shots on target and 3 goals for Charlton. It's the real big difficulty with this save, is that if we just cannot get a decent striker, we're just not going to be able to move up the divisions any better than we are. I can't believe that. 3 shots on target and 3 goals. Right, can we do anything? This would kill us if this goes in. Can you imagine 4 shots on target and 4 goals? Woof. Yeah, okay, well, I think I'll wrap up the episode here then. This is just such a hard save to do when you've got absolutely no one that you can bring in certain positions. To be this dominant in the final and again end up behind. We need something from this highlight, otherwise I think it probably is game over. Again, set pieces are pretty much the only way we can do anything when we haven't got any strikers. What can we do? Let's move these guys forward. Kane is not having his best game, so let's move Shaw back. Let's go 2 up front. Missing Dewsbury massively in this final. Everyone else is playing okay, so I'm loath to make any significant changes. Maybe we change the centre halves. Gold hasn't had as good a season as Ferguson, but it's something. Again, I'm kind of thinking it might be time to just chuck Wilson up front again. Now Ep6 can play advanced on the right, so Nurse can play advanced on the left. Let's take off Twine. Let's move Nurse there, Ep6 there. Let's get Shaw as an attacking midfielder. And Ganch might as well. And let's bring on Sims again. There's nothing to lose, is there? Got 10 minutes to try and score 2 goals, so might as well just chuck everything forward. go very attacking as well. I thought you were going to concede, but we had to try something. I think it was Greenslade that won that header. It was interesting that he dropped off so deep. Come on, Kofi, give us a chance. Oh, straight at the keeper. I don't think there's anything else we can do. Got one more change, maybe throw Warren on for Benowels. Just, in fact, let's move these guys to be inside forwards. To try and get the wing backs overlapping. Disappointed if we conceded from a corner, given all the it's about the only time we have any defensive shape. Well, yeah, I might as well start wrapping up the episode. So, thank you for joining us. Again, next season, it's so hard. I think we're probably going to lose at least 2 or 3 players just because it's difficult to convince these players to stay on a League One level, but there's just nothing around. So, who knows? It's another one of those episodes where I end the previous episode very much doom and gloom, and who knows if we can create something when it comes to the start of the next one. But I will keep it going just so you can all watch another trophy lift. I think that'll be our 3rd consecutive trophy lift in the 3 consecutive videos, all for opposite teams, opposition teams. But yeah, I guess it's probably going to be Gonzalo that we're going to kind of hope is going to come through and offer us something more for next season, because Dewsbury is starting to plateau. I think he's kind of reached his peak. Maybe he could be a competent League One striker again next year, but we need more goals coming from up front, unless we can try and change the system and find an attacking midfielder that can provide kind of 20 goals, but that's certainly not easy either. It's not great for our morale getting as hammered as we are at the end here, but I guess it doesn't really matter given that we're going to start a new season. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Please do leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're keen to see more of this series, and I'll see you again for the next episode.